You got the raise. You finally did it. You negotiated, you worked the late nights, you sat through the performance reviews, and they bumped your salary. Maybe it was 10%. Maybe it was 20. Maybe you switched jobs entirely and jumped income brackets. And for about 2 weeks, it felt amazing. Then something weird happened. A month later, you checked your bank account, and it looked exactly the same as it did before the raise. Maybe even worse. You're spending more. You're stressed about money more. And the worst part? You can't even explain where it all went. Here's the thing. You are not bad with money. You are not lazy. You are not uniquely broken. What happened to you has a name. It's called lifestyle inflation. And it is quietly draining every single income bracket. From people making $30,000 a year to people pulling in $300,000. It does not discriminate. And today, we are going to break it all the way down. What it is, why your brain is literally wired to fall into it, and most importantly, how to actually escape it without living like a monk. Let me paint you a picture. Meet Michael. Michael is 28 years old. He earns $42,000 a year. He drives a 10-year-old Toyota. He lives in a decent but small apartment with one roommate. He cooks most of his meals at home. He's not rich, but he's managing. Now Michael gets a promotion. He's making $56,000. He did it. And so Michael thinks, okay, I've earned this. And he makes a few upgrades. He moves into his own place. He gets a nicer car on finance. He starts eating out more. He upgrades his phone. He starts saying yes to more weekend trips. Nothing crazy. Just reasonable upgrades for someone earning more money. 2 years later, Michael gets another raise. He's at $68,000 now. And somehow, he's saving less than he was at 42. How? How is that even mathematically possible? Because Michael's expenses didn't grow with his income. They outgrew it. Every single raise was immediately absorbed by a slightly more expensive version of his life. New income, new normal. And the new normal is always more expensive than the last one. This is lifestyle inflation. And Michael is not unusual. Michael is most people. Let's talk real numbers for a second, because I want you to feel this. A 2023 survey by Bankrate found that nearly 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Not 40%. Not the people at the bottom. 60%. Across all income levels. People earning over $100,000 a year are in that number. A study by Lending Club found that roughly 36% of high-income earners, people making over $100,000, were living paycheck to paycheck as of 2022. Think about that. A 6-figure salary and nothing in the account at the end of the month. And the Federal Reserve's own data shows that nearly 40% of Americans would struggle to cover an unexpected $400 expense. Not 4,000, 400. Look, I'm not sharing these numbers to make you feel bad. I'm sharing them because I want you to understand that the problem is not you. The system is built in a way that makes lifestyle inflation almost automatic. And once you see it, you can actually do something about it. Okay, so here is where it gets really interesting, because lifestyle inflation is not just a money problem. It's a psychology problem, and your brain is a co-conspirator. There's a concept in psychology called hedonic adaptation. Stay with me here because this one is genuinely fascinating. Basically, hedonic adaptation means that human beings are extraordinarily good at returning to a baseline level of happiness, no matter what happens to them. Win the lottery? Studies show most lottery winners return to roughly the same happiness level within a couple of years. Get promoted? Same thing. Buy the car you've been dreaming about for 3 years? Within months, it's just the car. It's not exciting anymore. It's furniture. A landmark study by Philip Brickman, published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, found that lottery winners were not significantly happier than non-winners after the initial period. The new thing becomes the normal thing, always, without exception. So your brain is essentially running this program in the background. Things are good now. Raise the bar. Things are normal now. Raise the bar again. It never stops. There is no finish line. And if you're not aware of it, you'll run that race your entire life and never feel like you've arrived. Then there's social comparison. And this one is brutal in 2026 because we are absolutely surrounded by curated versions of other people's financial lives. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Everyone looks like they're doing better than you. New cars, holidays, designer clothes, restaurants that cost $150 a plate. And your brain, which evolved in small tribes where comparing yourself to your neighbors was actually useful survival information, doesn't know that what it's seeing is highlight reels. It just sees the reel and thinks, that is where I should be. and it starts making purchasing decisions based on a fictional average that nobody actually lives. The technical term for this is keeping up with the Joneses. But the Joneses are also broke. The Joneses are also financing the car and carrying the credit card balance and wondering where the money went. You're competing with a ghost. Let me walk you through exactly how this plays out in real life, because I want you to see the mechanism so clearly that you can spot it the moment it tries to happen to you. Step 1. Income goes up. Raise, promotion, new job, whatever. Money is coming in. Step 2. You feel you've earned something, and you have. But your brain uses this as permission to upgrade. It's not conscious. You don't sit down and say, I am now going to inflate my lifestyle. You just do it. The apartment feels a little small now that you're earning more. The car feels a little embarrassing. The holidays you were taking feel a little budget. Step 3. Fixed costs rise. And this is the killer, because unlike a night out or a pair of shoes, fixed costs don't go away. You sign a new lease. You take out a car loan. You start a subscription. These are monthly commitments. They're now locked in. Your baseline spending has permanently risen. Step 4. You adapt. The new apartment is now normal. The new car is just your car. The nice dinners are just what you do on weekends now. There's no extra joy. You've fully adapted. Step 5. Income goes up again, and the whole cycle repeats. The result? After 10 years of consistent salary growth, you have almost nothing saved, because every single raise was immediately converted into a higher cost of living, not into wealth. Here's the metaphor I want you to remember. Earning more money without managing lifestyle inflation is like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain open. You can keep turning up the tap. You can get more water pressure. But if the drain is open, the tub will never fill. Now here's the part that genuinely surprised me when I first looked into this properly. The consumer economy is specifically designed to take advantage of lifestyle inflation. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's just business. Every single company that wants to sell you something has a vested interest in making sure that your spending rises with your income. Car manufacturers don't advertise basic transport. They advertise status. Banks don't sell you a mortgage. They sell you the idea of belonging somewhere nicer. Fashion brands don't sell you clothing. They sell you identity. And they absolutely know, that the moment your income goes up, you become a candidate for the next tier of product. So they're ready for you. The marketing is already waiting. The finance options are already structured. The social cues are already set. The average American household carries over $10,000 in credit card debt, according to the Federal Reserve. That is not accidental. That is a system functioning exactly as designed. And the wild part? The people who actually build wealth aren't the people with the highest salaries. They're the people who figured out how to break the automation. They're the people who saw the drain in the bathtub and plugged it. Thomas Stanley and William Donko wrote a book called The Millionaire Next Door back in the 90s. And the research in that book is so uncomfortable for most people that it never really went mainstream, because it dismantles the entire image we have of what wealthy looks like. After studying thousands of actual millionaires in America, they found that the majority drove secondhand cars. The majority bought clothes off the rack. The majority lived in ordinary neighborhoods. They looked, in the words of the book, like they should be millionaires' neighbors, not millionaires themselves. Meanwhile, the people who actually looked wealthy, the people in the big houses in the affluent neighborhoods, driving the luxury cars, were disproportionately cash poor. They had income, but no wealth. They had the appearance of financial success without the actual substance of it. Stanley and Danko called this being house poor or income rich, wealth poor, and it is far, far more common than you think. The person in the Porsche might be one bad month away from a missed payment. The quiet guy next door who drives the decade-old Camry might have $2 million sitting in index funds. You cannot see wealth from the outside. What you can see, the cars, the clothes, the restaurants, is mostly just lifestyle inflation wearing a very expensive suit. Okay, so we've established the problem. We've established the psychology. Now let's talk about what you actually do about it, because I'm not here to just make you feel bad and send you on your way. The first thing, and this is the most important thing I'm going to say in this entire video, is this. Automate your savings before your brain can adapt to the higher income. When your raise comes in, the dangerous window is the first 30 days. That is when your brain is still calibrating to the new number. That is when you need to act. Before you've had time to think of ways to spend it, redirect a significant portion of it automatically. Set up a direct transfer to a separate savings or investment account. Not 10%. Challenge yourself. Try to save or invest 50% of every raise you ever receive, every single time. This one rule, applied consistently, could genuinely change your financial trajectory over a decade, because it means that every time your income grows, your wealth grows with it instead of your expenses. The second thing is to draw a clear line between needs, wants, and identity spending. Most lifestyle inflation isn't really about needing better things. It's about identity. The bigger apartment isn't about needing more space. It's about who you want to feel like. The nicer car isn't about transport. It's about how you want to be perceived. And look, I'm not saying you can never upgrade anything ever. I'm saying be intentional about it. Ask yourself, is this genuinely going to improve my daily life in a meaningful way? Or am I spending this because I feel like I should, given what I'm earning? That one question will save you a lot of money over your lifetime. The third thing is to set lifestyle targets. Not income targets, lifestyle targets. Decide deliberately, this is the level of lifestyle I want to live at, not the maximum I can afford, the level that makes me genuinely happy, and then hold that line. When your income rises above what that lifestyle costs, the excess goes into wealth building. This is what the genuinely wealthy do. They don't consume up to their income. They consume up to their chosen lifestyle and invest the gap. And the fourth thing, compare yourself to your past self, not to other people. Seriously. Delete the benchmark of what your colleagues drive or where your friends go on holiday. Your only competition is the version of yourself from 12 months ago. Are you healthier, more financially stable, more intentional? That's the scoreboard that actually matters. Let me give you a real number to sit with. Say you're earning $50,000 a year. You get a raise to $60,000. That's $10,000 extra dollars per year, about $830 a month. Scenario 1, you do what most people do. You upgrade your apartment, costs you $200 more per month. You get a better car, another $200. You eat out more, buy nicer things, go on a slightly bigger holiday. Within a year, all $800 is gone, into lifestyle, not into you. Scenario 2, you automate $500 of that $800 into a low-cost index fund every month. Without thinking about it, you still get to enjoy some of the raise. You're not suffering, but you are building. Over 30 years, at a historical average return of around 7% annually, that $500 a month becomes approximately $608,000, over $500,000 from one raise. Now imagine doing that with every raise, every promotion, every job switch. The compounding doesn't just add, it multiplies. And it starts with the decision to plug the drain before the water runs out. Here's what I really want you to understand before you click off. You are not behind. You are not broken. And you do not need to earn more money to fix this. What you need is to stop letting more money automatically become more spending. The lifestyle trap is not a character flaw. It's a default setting. It's what happens when you let autopilot run your finances. But you're not on autopilot anymore because now you see it. The raise is not the reward. The raise is the tool. The reward is the life you build with it when you're intentional. Michael. From the beginning of this video, Michael eventually figured this out, not at 28. At 33, after realizing he'd had 6 years of income growth and nothing to show for it, he plugged the drain, he automated the savings, he stopped performing wealth for people who weren't watching anyway. At 41, Michael retired early, not because he earned the most, because he stopped letting the most he earned disappear into a lifestyle he'd already stopped noticing. You can do the same thing, not someday now. The next raise you get, before you spend a single dollar of it, I want you to sit down, remember this video, and ask yourself one question. Do I want to feel richer for 30 days or be richer for 30 years? I think you already know the answer. If this video made you think differently about money, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's the biggest lifestyle upgrade you've made that you now regret? I read every single one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, Financial Fortune is where we break down the money stuff they never taught you in school. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.